It's the 4th day of March, according to my calendar, because I just put batteries in it. It's Wednesday, 4th day of March, 2026. I'm Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting today with us here on the NCW Life channel. It's supposed to be raining right now. It isn't, near as I can tell, at least in the Wenatchee Valley. There may be some folks in our viewing area who are getting some light rain. A series of systems coming through, none of them packing a whole bunch of energy, but we are going to see a transition today. It's going to last hit and miss really through the rest of the week and into the weekend. The big story really is snow in the mountain passes. There's a winter weather advisory for heading over Stevens and I-90. You're going to get hammered pretty good, quite a bit of snow, about 7 inches of snow they predict between now and this time tomorrow morning. We'll have those details. Very busy day in the newsroom yesterday. They're not bored. I can tell you that much right now. They have plenty to do. We have a lot of news to touch on. Mariners lost a game that didn't count. Kraken didn't play at all. They got the Blues coming into town. And of course, today is time to start playing a little high school basketball. The B schools, the 2B and the 1B boys and girls, are at the Spokane Veterans Arena, and the 1A and 2A boys are down in Yakima at the Sundome. Yakima, of course, the gateway to Wapato. And we'll have state champions by Sunday afternoon, or Saturday afternoon anyway. We'll preview that. Mike Benatti hates daylight saving time as much as I do. He'll talk about that with his opinion coming up. And had a chance to sit down with a couple of the folks who help run the local office of AmeriCorps under the umbrella of the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council. Liz Drath is the director. She oversees all the folks who are AmeriCorps people, either paid employees or volunteers, and Jeremy Yonaka is the volunteer coordinator. They do good work, oftentimes thankless work, but it needs to be done. We'll get to know our local AmeriCorps folks in the back half of the program. Don't miss that. It's 2 minutes after the hour. The sun is up, has been for about a half an hour. Let's do our tour. Malcolm, I'm going to ask you to tell me in my IFB what we're looking at here. And he tells me it's Santa Monica, California. I don't think that's correct. I think that's the Wenatchee Valley. Lots of clouds today, and again, we're supposed to be getting rain right now. It hasn't really happened yet, not that I can tell. Anyway, good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Sunrise came up at 6:35, about a half an hour ago. That's the Hay Canyon camera. Sunset tonight, 5:51, 11 hours, 16 minutes of daylight, 3 minutes and 23 seconds longer. And of course, with daylight saving kicking in on Sunday morning, Sunday will only be 23 hours long. When we get together on Monday of next week, the sunrise will be like 7:30 in the morning. But did you hear about British Columbia? They are also going to spring forward at the same time as we on Sunday morning, but they're not switching back. Isn't that awesome? They're going to go to permanent daylight saving time in British Columbia. Good for them. That's the Valley High camera. That's the DOT shed down there that handles Blewett Pass's sanding and plowing and stuff like that. Valley High on the way up to Blewett Pass. Blewett Pass is going to get some snow today, not nearly as much, though, as Stevens and I-90 heads up on that. And finally, let's go see what Lake Chelan looks like, and it looks pretty benign to me. That's from the Bear Mountain camera. That's high atop Bear Mountain, looking towards, well, Wapato Point and almost all of Manson plainly in view there. Good morning to Lake Chelan. Always a pleasure to see you again. A winter weather advisory is in effect right now for the mountain passes. It goes until 10 a.m. tomorrow. 3,500 feet and above snow. So I-90 is going to get 2 to maybe 3 inches of snow, but Stevens could get 7 to 9 inches of snow. They're right in that bullseye. From our friends at Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, it's where comfort, care, and community come together. Supposed to be raining right now. It isn't. So whatever rain we get won't last very long anyway. Outside of that, lots of clouds and a high of about 54. Clouds tonight, 37 for the overnight low. Then we have some sunshine, a little on the breezy side, not much, but sunshine and cooler with a high of 50, or normal high is 48. By the way, we hit 53 on Tuesday. Clouds are back on Thursday night with an overnight low of about 35. Partly sunny Friday, kind of half clouds, half sun, with a high near 55. Pretty cloudy on Saturday, warmer though with a high of 57. Close to 60 on Sunday, very close. And then boom, the bottom drops out. Starting Sunday night into Monday, a pretty strong system rolls into our area. Look at the temperature difference between Sunday's high and Monday's high. Things are going to get pretty interesting on Sunday. We could even get some snowflakes in the valley early Monday morning. Not out of the realm of possibility. It's still winter after all, and will be for about another couple of weeks. Going to take a break and come back with a lot of news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Overcast but dry, 43 degrees. Will be about 10 degrees warmer with lots of clouds today for the afternoon high. Hit and miss systems kind of popping in and out for the rest of the work week, but things change big time from Mother Nature's perspective. Sunday night and a Monday. It's almost 8 minutes after the hour. The East Wenatchee City Council unanimously voted to modify its banner policy at last night's meeting that will, among other things, remove pride banners from its list of approved themes. Previously, banners installed on light poles located in the city were subject to the city's banner display policy. Applications were accepted for nonprofits and other groups to submit banners that matched a pre-approved list of themes. Well, the new policy reads that banners placed on city property are, quote, not a forum for free expression by the public, end quote, and instead, quote, will only be displayed by the city as an expression of the city's own programs, policies, or causes, closed quotation. East Wenatchee will provide its own banners and not accept donations from outside groups to pay for banners. An East Wenatchee man is in jail after allegedly stabbing his girlfriend in the neck. This happened early yesterday morning. The assault was reported just after 2 a.m. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies arrested 32-year-old Mitchell Figueroa Ibarra, after he allegedly fled the scene of the stabbing on 40th Circle Northeast and apparently crashed a stolen getaway vehicle near Ski View Drive. As police from multiple agencies cordoned off the crash site, a Wenatchee Valley Fire Department crew that was stationed nearby saw someone matching Figueroa's description taking shelter in a ravine. They in turn told the sheriff's office. Sheriff Tyler Kale says Figueroa was taken into custody without further incident. His alleged victim was taken to Confluence Health Hospital. Authorities say she was believed to be in stable condition. The emergency led to a shelter in place for nearby residents. Figueroa now faces multiple likely charges in Douglas County Court, including first-degree assault, robbery, and vehicle theft. The state of Washington and the federal government are expected to pay roughly $180,000 for temporary repairs on Beaver Hill. That's the steep and winding road just outside of the town of Plain. Beaver Hill takes up about 3/5 of a mile of Chumstick Highway, and it got a lot of stress when it was used as a bypass for a couple of months to get around the washouts in the Tumwater Canyon after the December floods. The hill suffered erosion and sliding from the weather, and of course a lot of traffic as well. And now it needs to be shored up for safe travel. Chelan County Commissioners signed off yesterday on a local agency agreement that clears the way for the initial work. That will be paid out of the federal transportation dollars, and then permanent repair work, including retaining walls and asphalt resurfacing, that is still yet to be scheduled. The Washington State Legislature sprinting towards their March 12th deadline to pass a new state budget, a supplemental budget, with a possible $2 billion deficit despite the proposed millionaires tax. Along the way, multiple bills died before they got to Governor Bob Ferguson's desk. A couple of bills designed to keep homeowners from losing insurance due to wildfire risk. That didn't make it out of committee. Also not making it out of committee, a bill to place clean energy requirements and new utility charges on large data centers, which was unpopular with the tech industry around here. The state's Board of Natural Resources will not be expanded to include tribal members, as one Senate bill would have demanded, and one bill that would have imposed stricter penalties on drivers who ignore emergency road closures, also off the table. That one was inspired by motorists who got into trouble during December's flood emergency. An Ellensburg trooper is being recognized by the Washington State Patrol for his work last year. Thomas McGargle has been a trooper since 2017. He was named the 2025 Trooper of the Year for District 6, that's our district, Chelan County, Douglas County, Okanogan County, Kittitas, and Grant counties. According to the Washington State Patrol, McGargle is active within the Ellensburg community. He participates in Touch a Truck. He serves on the Parish Council of the Young Family Church Group and acting as a scout leader. Last year, McGargle assisted in the wrangling of a 20-year-old emu named Moo, who was successfully reunited with his owner after running loose on Highway 970. McGargle is a field instructor with the State Patrol and a member of its rapid deployment team. Spring sports practice began this week, and one team is a little short on personnel: umpires. Terry Aiden heads up the Wenatchee Valley Umpires Association. They're the ones who hire, schedule, and pay officials to call balls and strikes and fouls and penalties for youth sports events. But as Aiden told me earlier in the week, umpires this year are urgently needed, especially when it comes to girls' sports.
We are desperate for umpires. I mean, that's how serious we are. We don't have enough people to cover in the major part, basically the end of March through the rest of the season, because there's going to be games pretty much every day. We just don't have enough officials. We've had guys move out. We've had guys get injured like me. We've had guys just retire. And I'm just asking people to come out and help us. The girls deserve it because we do have a quality array of girls that play the high school sports.
They're very good because there's also a strong club presence as well.
There is.
That feeds into the high school programs, especially in fast pitch.
Oh, fast pitch, and then we do the tournaments, we do slow pitch, softball, and I've seen girls go from high school to the slow pitch leagues, and it's like, what are you doing here? Did you graduate? You know, and it's like the girls are hungry, but they're a little bit timid about being an umpire because they see what I have to go through.
See, that's the first thing I was going to ask you, Terry, because we associate umpires with guys. It doesn't matter what your sex is. If you're qualified, you can do girls fast pitch umpiring. Why can't you get the 25 or 26-year-old former fast pitch players from Wenatchee or Eastmont or any place local or Wenatchee Valley College to get into the umpiring thing? They're still playing at the club level? Because that would seem a perfect feeder program for you guys. A
lot of the high school girls leave this valley. And so I said, if you ever come back and get a hold of me. We'll get you helping. They go through college. I mean, I've talked to 2 seniors last year, and they said, no way. There's no way I'll do what you do. I do not want to get yelled at. And I said, you're one of the biggest yellers at me. I mean, I basically threw it right back at her. She was a really nice lady, but she's out of town going to college. A lot of these girls do not come back to the valley for a while. You know, football, they have a little bit more advantage because they get more attention. Girls softball is a prime sport for girls. Besides volleyball, that's going to be their next step to go. And I know a lot of volleyball players that come down and play varsity softball. The thing is, we just don't have the guys because, like I said, it's spring. Everybody wants to get out. Everybody wants to either go camping. I've got this to do. I got kids projects. I got this. And we understand family. And I can work around anything as long as I have the numbers. because most times I only have 3 games. You know, if I have 3 doubleheaders, I have to have 2 per game.
Yeah.
So that's 6 guys. And I'm never going to put you with an individual. I'll put you with a veteran official, and I may show up just to watch too, to help you along. Because I know sometimes I've had a couple of new officials, they get nervous. And they go, I can't do this anymore. I go, why? He goes, I'm being yelled at. I said, it's part of the game. Get used to it. And that's one thing you have to get used to.
We're trying to encourage people to consider the idea of officiating girls fast pitch high school softball and other softball leagues as they get into the summertime as well. Let's sell the idea of this might be something that people may be interested in doing.
If you notice every coach in the Valley, and I don't know if you've seen every coach, but I've talked to every coach, and they are really nice guys. Yeah, they get intense, and that's what they get paid for. But for the most part, most of my referees never have a problem with a coach. Never have a problem maybe with their hustle. Maybe the rules interpretation, and that's why you have to be in the book. And everybody goes, I got to read this book. Well, you don't read the whole book in one day because you're not going to remember what chapter 1 says. I tell people take it one step at a time. And yeah, you may be thrown in, but you're not going to be thrown into like the Kashmir Royal game this year or the Wenatchee Eastmont game. But you may have a Manson varsity game, which we consider a little bit lower level, but they're still a varsity game.
It's not a huge time commitment.
No.
You do get paid, but you still have to buy. Do you have to buy your own uniform?
You do have to buy your uniform and the pads,
Right.
But I know an umpire right now that's he's ready to give his stuff away.
You do some studying. You take a couple of tests. You get certified. As Terry mentioned already, you're not going to immediately go out and do a Moses Lake Eastmont varsity game. They're going to start you out with the baby steps, smaller schools, junior varsity, and things like that. And this is critical before we run out of time. We've been talking a lot about varsity fast pitch softball. The bigger schools in our area, Wenatchee and Eastmont specifically, but some of the others, they have junior varsity and C teams, and they also play too. And they also need umpires.
They do. And even the junior highs, we do junior highs. That's a little bit different, but the junior highers are starting to learn the game. And so they may see you out there and may want to develop into becoming an umpire too, because they'll see it and go, you're making good money. Well, I wouldn't say major league level, but we do get paid decently. But I've done it, yeah, I'm going to get paid. But I don't think about that as being a benefit. It's a part of the game. I'm still part of the game. I played it when I was a kid, and I get to still be part of it, and I get to make these girls have some fun and enjoy their sport that they get to love.
And on this Wednesday morning, we have a new guy in town. He'll be taking over as the sports director, not only here at the NCAA Life channel, but our media partner, the Wenatchee World. You'll be glad to know it's not me. His name is Cade Calvin. We got a chance to meet him yesterday. He came to us from Pocatello, Idaho. He worked at KPVI TV. His first day was yesterday. He's a pretty cool guy. Here's a little intro.
What's going on, sports fans? Cade Calvin here, the new sports editor for the Wenatchee World, the new sports anchor for NCW Life. I am so excited to get started here in Wenatchee, Washington. Originally from Eastern Washington, grew up in Tri-Cities, Richland, Washington specifically. I am pumped to cover some of the teams that I grew up loving: the Seattle Seahawks, the Washington State Cougars, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I'm just so excited to get tapped in to the local high school sports scene here as well, and I can't wait to see you at the games.
I, for one, am relieved, and that's what's making news here on this Wednesday morning. We'll be right back at it again at 5 o'clock tonight with the latest edition of the NCAA Life Evening News. It first airs at 5. We'll air again at 6, and we'll air at 10 o'clock at night for you night owls. It'll be on YouTube right around 5 o'clock. It'll be on our homepage, ncwlife.com. If you have Roku, you can watch us there, Apple TV. You got that Amazon Fire Stick, the old HDMI right in the back of the monitor. You're good to go. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCAA Life channel.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. Chelan Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and culinary delights. With 4 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure. But don't wait, tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
22 minutes after the hour, the Mariners blew a 2-run lead. They had a 2-run lead in the top of the ninth. They had a couple of runners on at the bottom of the ninth. They didn't touch the plate. Mariners lose a game that doesn't count to the Angels yesterday. The final there was 7-6. Brian Wu pitched well in his second start of the spring. He faced 10 batters. He struck out 4 in 2 1/3 innings of work.
We get a chance to watch Brian Wu pitch today against the Angels.
What a year for Brian last year, 15-7. A swing and a miss by Siri for strike 3. Wu with his first strikeout of the afternoon, and there's one away. Check swing, does he go? Yes, he does. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Brian Wu. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called in the outside corner. Parrish caught looking. Brian Wu strikes out the side here in the top of the second after the leadoff single.
Swung on a miss, got him. Throws the heater by him, his 4th punch out, and that's the first out here in the 3rd.
Bottom half of the second inning with a swing and a drive deep into the gap in left center field, and it's gone onto the berm. Goodbye baseball. Patrick Wisdom on the first pitch from George Klassen. Parks one out of the berm in left center, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of inning number 2. This guy has some kind of pop. Patrick Wisdom. Mariners, Cardinals, and Tampa Bay. The pitch swung on, well hit ball deep down the left field line. Stay fair. It is a fair ball, and it's gone. Stay fair down the right field line. He's going to love hitting. So Rylan Thomas with a home run, and the Mariners now lead 2-0. For J.P. Crawford, nursing a little bit of a sore shoulder, but he's the DH this afternoon.
That's inside for a ball. It's funny, I was thinking about that yesterday, so J.P. takes the walk.
That's what stands out to the players in the clubhouse. It's just how certain of himself he is.
Drives that to center. J.P.'s going to tag. Here comes the throw. It is cut off, and the Mariners get a run. Cole Emerson, sac fly.
Mariners travel to Scottsdale. It's a night game tonight, 6:05. They'll be taking on the Giants. You can watch that on Mariners.TV. The Seattle Kraken try to keep their 5-game home winning streak intact tonight. They welcome the St. Louis Blues to Climate Pledge Arena. Seattle is 16-9-5 at home. They're 29-22-9 overall. When they score at least 3 goals, they win. They're 27-6-3 when the Kraken score at least 3 goals. St. Louis has been struggling. They're 8-17-3 on the road. They're 22-29-9 overall. The Blues have allowed 205 goals, and they've scored 155. That's not good. The teams meet for the 3rd time this season. The Blues won 5-1 in St. Louis last week. The game will be on Hulu and ESPN Plus. The puck drops. at 7 o'clock. And just one men's college basketball game on the scoreboard. Gonzaga is done with their regular season. They're in tournament play. So is Wazoo. But the Huskies are still in regular season play. They welcome the Trojans from Southern Cal into Heckhead tonight. That's at 7:30. You can watch that on the Big Ten Network. All right, high school basketball. The wait is over. Let's get busy. We'll start out in Spokane for the girls 2B tournament. Lake Roosevelt wakes up and takes on Tudor Lake at 9 o'clock. This morning. Brewster is already in the semis. They'll await the winner of Raymond, South Bend, and Reardon, so they don't play until tomorrow, shortly afternoon. In the girls' State 1B tournament in Spokane, Pateras takes on PL at 5:30 this afternoon. 9 o'clock tonight, Elmira Cooley Hardline will take on Lummi Nation. Waterville Mansfield has already worked their way to the quarterfinals because they're a top 4 seed. They'll take on the winner of Pomeroy and Yakima Tribal on Thursday. The boys' State 1A tournament at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Chelan will start their quest to take home a trophy. They'll take on Cascade Christian. That's at 10:30 this morning in Yakima. In the boys' State 2B tournament, again in Spokane, 3:45 tip-off for Okanagan and Mount Vernon Christian. Liberty Bell has to wait till 9 o'clock tonight before they tip off against Adna. And in the boys' State 1B tournament, Elmira Cooley Hardline, by finishing in the top 4 in the seeds, they are all automatically in the quarterfinals. They don't play till tomorrow, and they'll have to wait to find out if they play Columbia Adventist or Wahkiakum, which is fun to say, Wahkiakum. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. Happy March 4th, so it's March 4th and Do Something Day. It's National Pound Cake Day. It's National Hug a GI Day. National Grammar Day. It's Marching Band Day. I was in the marching band, but I played the cello, and it wasn't particularly easy. It is National Sons Day. It's National Sportsmanship Day. But today, we're talking about obesity. It's World Obesity Day. This isn't something you celebrate. It's something you look at alarm. How many people on this planet are overweight? About 2 billion people on planet Earth are overweight. About 650 million of those are considered obese. That's a lot. The last I checked, about 40 million children under the age of 5 are considered either overweight or obese. That's crazy. The World Health Organization is the one who decides your body mass index, what makes you fat or obese. If your body mass index is 25 or more, you are overweight. If it's 30 or more, you're considered obese. And here in this country, we're getting just plain fat. In the 50 years between 1975 and 2025, the prevalence of obesity tripled in this country. The fattest states, West Virginia, 41% of the people who live in West Virginia are either overweight or obese. Louisiana and Oklahoma right behind them, 40% overweight in Louisiana and Oklahoma. The leanest states, California, Colorado, and Vermont. And what about our little neck of the woods, Washingtonians? About 31.7% of residents in this state are either overweight or obese. That's one big cat. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history, Columbus is back. They left in 1492, and on March 4th, 1493, they came back. They landed back in Portugal aboard the Nina. The other 2 ships, of course, didn't make it all the way back on his first trip. What did he bring him? What did he bring the Queen? In the stores of the ship, he brought gold, he brought pearls, he brought some natives back with him, some voluntarily, others not, and tobacco. And they started smoking. That was Columbus's getting back on this date in 1493. We always do states when they join the Union. I like this flag. It also has the state on it, so you should be able to figure it out. Happy birthday, Vermont is 235 years old today, the 14th state of the Union, the Green Mountain State. With a population of just over 8,000, Montpelier is the smallest state capital in this country. With a population of about 45,000, Burlington, Vermont is the smallest city that happens to be the largest city in any particular state. Vermont is the least religious state in the Union. Only 22% of Vermonters go to church regularly. You will not find any billboards in Vermont. Vermont, Maine, Hawaii, and Alaska. No billboards. Why ruin that? It's beautiful. Vermont is constantly being named one of the healthiest states in the country. They have 99% of the people who live in Vermont have access to health insurance. A lot of doctors. They keep themselves in good shape. Vermont is the only state in the union that does not require that their state budget be balanced, and yet they always have a balanced budget in the state of Vermont, even though it's not required. And check this out. Until a few years ago, in order to be a registered voter, you had to be sworn in by somebody who had the power to swear somebody in. A notary public, anybody who had the power to swear somebody in. They refined that a couple of years ago. Now pretty much anybody can swear anybody else in to be a registered voter. You can even swear yourself in if you want to. Happy birthday to Vermont. And March 4th, 1849 was a Sunday. It was supposed to be Inauguration Day, but it was a Sunday, so Zachary Taylor, the president-elect, and the vice president-elect, Millard Fillmore, because it was a Sunday, said, we're not going to be sworn in until Monday the 5th. So what do we do for that Sunday, March 4th, 1849? Well, it led to the theory that the outgoing president pro tem of the Senate, David Rice Atchison, was the actual acting president for that one day on Sunday. Probably not true. By the way, David Rice Atchison spent that Sunday sleeping. So even if he was president, he didn't do much. Had a hard time getting celebrity birthdays today. They're all really old. They've all been dead for years, but there's some interesting backstories here. Blanche of Castile, born in this date in 1188. She, because she got married to Louis VIII, was the Queen of France by her marriage to Louis VIII. What makes this interesting? Blanche of Castile and Louis VIII, the King of France, were married when they were both 12 years old. That's what you did back in the 12th century, apparently. Henry the Navigator, I'm not sure what he did for a living, is the father of Portuguese navigation. He also imported a lot of slaves, Henry the Navigator. Again, not sure what he did for a living. Born in the state in 1394. And Jack Sheppard, the famous English criminal. This guy was arrested and imprisoned 4 times, just petty robbery, stealing stuff. They kept arresting him, and they kept putting Jack Sheppard in prison, and he kept getting out, and he became a folk hero in Great Britain way back in the early part of the 18th century. Finally, the 5th time they caught him, he was convicted. It was just robbery, but this is a long time ago, and if you commit robbery, they kill you. And to keep Jack Sheppard from escaping from prison again, they executed him, but he became a folk hero in Great Britain. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. New logo, same great service that you always expect from Alpine Air. Mike Benotti doesn't like daylight saving. I don't like it. We need to 86 it. He may even change his political affiliation if everything falls into place. And then we visited with a couple of the local folks who work for the local office of AmeriCorps. You're going to get to meet Liz Drath. You're going to like her. She's the director. And Jeremy Yonaka, who does the volunteer coordination. They'll be my guests when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Since 18-year-olds got the vote in about 1971, I have only voted for a Democrat in a major election twice. The first time for McGovern in 1972. You know, hippie days, Vietnam, all that stuff. You know how it was. However, when one of our U.S. senators, Patty Murray, said she would try to end the asinine twice-a-year time change, I wrote to her and said, Patty, if you can get this done, I will vote for you. Once. Now, evidently, she reintroduced the Sunshine Protection Act bill to eliminate the idiocy of twice-a-year time changes in January of this year is when she introduced it. Now, so you go, Patty. You get this done, and I will keep my word, and I will vote for you. Once. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Welcome back to the program. Alan Walker, a very, very good friend of mine, is a hard guy to say no to. There's a group of people, about a dozen or so in this valley. If they ask me to do something for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I say yes by default, because I don't want to get in trouble. Alan Walker is one of them, Darcy Christofferson, there's a whole slew of people. When Alan said, hey, the crew from AmeriCorps, which is folded under Alan's big umbrella, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, headquartered at their campus, their new campus in North Wenatchee Avenue, he said, hey, you want to have Liz and Jeremy on? And I said, whatever you say, Alan, because you know where the bodies are buried. I know, because he helped me bury them. Jeremy and Liz, introduce yourself to our television family. Jeremy, I'll let you go first.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Yonaka. I'm the volunteer coordinator for the food district, volunteer coordinator. and also the food distribution coordinator, and I also help out in the AmeriCorps department.
You wear like 4 hats.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Liz only wears 1 hat, but it's a big hat. Introduce yourself, Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz Drath. I'm the director of AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Seniors, and I have the privilege of working with the AmeriCorps team in Jeremy.
So you are in charge of the entire AmeriCorps for the footprint for this area, which is not just Chelan and Douglas County, it's Okanagan County and a little bit of Grant, or?
Yeah, Chelan, Douglas, Okanagan, and Grant counties.
And Grant County, but you're headquartered here in the Wenatchee Valley. And we don't want to have to spend a lot of time explaining what exactly AmeriCorps is. It dates back to the Clinton administration, basically a domestic version of the Peace Corps, only you stay in the United States. So here's a cheesy little 2-minute video to give you a brief idea of what exactly it is that AmeriCorps does.
So you have questions about AmeriCorps? Well, you've come to the right place, because we're here to help. First off, let's clear up one thing right away. You might be wondering how to say or spell AmeriCorps. Sometimes people pronounce the P, but don't make that same mistake. AmeriCorps is alive and well, just spelled with a silent P. So think of Apple Corps or Core of the Earth. Now that we have that clear, what exactly is AmeriCorps anyways? AmeriCorps is simply Americans of all ages and backgrounds dedicating their time and skills to get things done. There we go. So how does AmeriCorps get things done? More than 80,000 Americans across the country join AmeriCorps each year, and all of them are tackling different problems in different ways. For example, AmeriCorps members help families attain affordable homes. They mentor students so that they stay in school. Perhaps there is a tornado, a flood, a forest fire, or a hurricane. AmeriCorps members also help communities recover from disasters. There's so many more things that AmeriCorps members do, but if we said it all, we'd be here all day. Why do we call them members, you ask? AmeriCorps members spend anywhere from 3 months to a year dedicating their time and skills to serve. They can volunteer with nonprofits, schools, public agencies, and community and faith-based organizations. And in case you were wondering, there are a few perks AmeriCorps members get, including money to pay for college, student loan deferment, training, living allowance, health benefits, and job opportunities with leading employers. Not too bad, right? All right. What's the purpose of AmeriCorps? Like the military or the Peace Corps, AmeriCorps is a way to serve your country. AmeriCorps members make Americans safer, stronger, and healthier, and they strengthen our communities. But above all, AmeriCorps members get things done. That's it. That's what AmeriCorps is. Learn more about AmeriCorps at AmeriCorps.gov.
So now you know what exactly AmeriCorps does and how it came to be. How does AmeriCorps work within North Central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley? What do you do with your day, Liz?
Yeah, that's a great question. A day can look very different from depending what host site you're placed at. Each member has a host site, and Jeremy and I work with the site supervisors that are going to mentor that AmeriCorps member and support them. They might be tutoring students in the school. They might be at a nonprofit recruiting volunteers. They might be helping out at a food pantry or a food distribution center. So it can really vary depending where they are placed at.
And how do you determine when an AmeriCorps person falls under your purvey? How do you decide what skill set works for, I'm going to send you here to work on this or send you there to work on that? How do you know, how do you make the right fit work?
Yeah, so the applicants, they complete a AmeriCorps member application and they go through an interview process with both Jeremy and I, and then also with the potential host sites. You know, we have a very candid conversation with them. You know, what are you interested in? And then we also take into account their experiences, or maybe they have a goal, I want to work in this field. So we try to play matchmaker to help them find a position that they'd be interested in.
And it's, I guess it's a bit of a challenge. I mean, to really make it work?
To make it work, it just takes a lot of hard work, you know, on everyone's part. The applicants to be willing to try something new. You know, maybe learn a new skill that they haven't used before or don't know about. But then also us too, we want to be able to support them and the host site. So it's really important that we're all on the same page, that we're all working together.
What's the difference between what Liz does as the director and you as the volunteer coordinator for
the local AmeriCorps? What do you do that makes Liz's job a little bit easier?
Yeah, so I help Liz with recruitment of members or host sites. We always are recruiting for host sites. I myself am a host site supervisor for the Literacy Council and for a secondary for food distribution. So I feel that there are a lot of great benefits to being a host site. You get to work with people of diverse backgrounds. You get to bring people into your agency to help you build capacity or expand on a current program. Yeah, so it's just a great partnership and, just basically recruiting volunteers.
And do you have the same challenges that Liz does as, hey, you got to volunteer and just stick me wherever you need me, as opposed to, I think I'm better at this than that?
Yeah, so even with the agency volunteer application, it's much like the AmeriCorps application. We have a listing of this is where we want to help out at. And then I just meet one-on-one with them and find out basically where they truly would be the happiest and make their service more meaningful.
And how do you put the need with whatever it may be? There's a couple of openings right now. I think the Humane Society had an opening for somebody in there up in the Bridgeport area. How does the marriage work between this is the AmeriCorps person that we need and this is why we need them? How does that marriage work? How do you fit those two together?
Yeah. So we, build a partnership, and as you know, partnership takes time, effort, energy. We work together to create a AmeriCorps member position description, which outlines the tasks that the members are going to do. And on that, we can put too, we would like a member to have experience in here or maybe a skill set here. And so we try to do a match, and then we also support them in supporting their member. Maybe they have a member that joined that position that doesn't have that skill, help them, support them to train them with that skill.
Is there a certain challenge with AmeriCorps? And I mean this from a budgetary standpoint. Alan and I talked about this before. Things were a little dicey at this time last year, and AmeriCorps locally was going to just go away, and then the money came back again. Is it hard to recruit either flat out volunteers or the people who are being paid not much to do their job? Is that like, gee, I'd love to work with AmeriCorps, but I don't know if I'm going to have a job in 3 months. Does that make things challenging?
Definitely it's challenging. AmeriCorps has had a lot of challenges, but we have huge supporters in the Valley, in the community. We've been really fortunate, and we've had partnerships that have hosted members years after year. And so, with budgets, that can change, and so we try to be positive, work together, and just have, transparent communication with the members too. I had, some members join that maybe had concerns about what happened in the past. And we can't always control everything, but we can do all that we can do and support them.
I'm probably as guilty as much as anybody. AmeriCorps, when I first rolled out, and for the number of years that I was familiar with it, I associate with AmeriCorps with younger kids, probably just getting out of high school, and they really don't know what to do with their life, but this gives them something at least to do until they straighten it out. That's a myth, that's a misconception, isn't it? Because it's not just 18, 19, 20-year-olds trying to figure out what they do. That's not an accurate description, is it?
That's correct. Jeremy, do you want to touch on?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's not an accurate description at all. AmeriCorps is basically for everyone. Does not matter your age. We will find a position for you that will make you happy, and you can actually benefit from the AmeriCorps program benefits, like the Education Award. So even
we'll talk about that. Because that's important. That's a driving force to getting people to come to the organization.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So a full-time AmeriCorps member receives a.
Here, you can use my notes.
Okay. Off the top of my head, Liz mainly talks about this. They receive a $7,395 education award that can be applied to their qualifying student loans. So if someone doesn't have student loans or they don't have any interest in going back to college, if they're over the age of 55, they can actually gift that to a child or a grandchild.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool. So you can, at 55 or older, you can build up that equity, so to speak, and give it to a relative because you don't need it.
Yes.
Well, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So, and there are two slightly separate programs, AmeriCorps and then AmeriCorps Senior. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'm sorry.
Yeah. AmeriCorps Senior or AmeriCorps RSVP.
Right. And so the difference between the two is the 55 and older thing. Is that basically it?
There's a big difference. AmeriCorps Senior Program is for volunteers that are at age 55 or older. They do not receive the Education Award at the end of service, and they don't receive a a monthly or bi-monthly stipend, whereas AmeriCorps members, they do receive a stipend depending if they're a full-time member or a part-time member, and they receive an education award if they get that minimum hours completed by their last day of service.
Yes, the RSVP volunteers will benefit from a like an insurance coverage while they're volunteering. So if anything happens to them.
How is biz? I'm trying to think of the right way to put it, because it's not a traditional business model by any stretch of the imagination. Are you guys busy like all the time?
We are, yeah. I feel like both programs, you know, have really passionate volunteers. So it's amazing to see them volunteer every day or weekly, making a difference in their community. We're keeping really busy. There's a lot of people in the community that want to give back, and so it's really rewarding to see that.
Yes.
And the new office probably helps things quite a bit now that you guys have some elbow room, now that you've all moved together out to North Wenatchee. I mean, that's probably made your job a little easier.
Absolutely. Jeremy, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think it just lets members of the community, you know, connect with us all in one location. So our food pantry is in the same location as, you know, and we've never had our food distribution and our agency together. It's always been separate. So just having those clients be able to benefit from all of our services or volunteer opportunities.
When I took a tour of the new facility in October with Alan, he gave me a walkthrough with the camera. And he was pointing out individual rooms and what they're designed for. I said, this is like a little daycare thing. So when people come in to interview for services, there's a little place for the kids to play. And what's this room? Oh, this is English as a second language room. I said, oh, that's cool. They have a room dedicated to that. That's talk about that. That's an important thing, right? For people who want to be more proficient in English, just to advance their knowledge and their humanity.
Yeah, so that is an AmeriCorps host site, is the Literacy Council. So I currently have one member who is a full-time tutor and student intake. She has 5 classes right now in the evening, during the day, kind of like more of a one-on-one kind of basis, just because of the way clients are registering and stuff this year. Yeah, we just make those classes happen with the help of volunteers.
And how important is, not just for AmeriCorps, but the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council as a whole? How no volunteers, I guess this whole place just folds up like a tent, right? I mean, that's the gist of it, is it not?
Volunteers make a huge difference, and not just our organization, but everywhere. You know, it takes a lot of hands, you know, and like you mentioned earlier, budget, you know, and so volunteers can help support, you know, if maybe you don't have a employee position filled, and the volunteers helping out, you know, they are helping with critical services in the community.
And the only skill set you need is to give a damn. That's it. If you give a damn, they'll find a place for you. What's your most urgent, turning back to AmeriCorps right now, what's your most urgent need that you have right now as we transition from winter to spring? Does certain programs and services that you offer kind of tail off a little bit and others pick up in momentum? Is there any specific need right now?
Yeah. Can you clarify on that?
Well,
you mean like any of our programs?
Yeah,
like,
the programs that seem to get a little busier this time of the year as opposed to others.
Yeah, all of our programs, I feel like they're always really busy. There might be, you know, some programs that have a little downtime at, you know, certain parts, but I feel like, you know, housing, weatherization, you know, AmeriCorps is going on. So really, I feel like we're always really busy.
You see the weatherization guys out there all the time in their pickup trucks and their trailers, making old homes more energy efficient. That's just one of the many things that's going on with that. Hopefully we planted a seed. What if let's talk about getting people involved in AmeriCorps. You're not getting it for the money. I'm just telling you that right now. You don't get paid a lot. You get a stipend every couple of weeks if you actually make the cut. But sell your services, Jeremy, to the general public.
Yeah, so AmeriCorps or being a volunteer is great. There's proven health benefits for giving your time, you know, making you feel good. And with the bonus of the AmeriCorps, you get a living stipend and an education award in the process. Yeah.
And you're probably a better, well-rounded human being when it's all said and done as well.
Yeah. Gain some new skills that you probably didn't have before.
How did you get roped into AmeriCorps and the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council? Was it just?
Yeah, it was an interesting transition. I got placed there by SkillSource, actually. So I started just as the basic food distribution coordinator 5 years ago. And it's just continued to evolve from then as program director of the Literacy Council to now kind of a combination 5-hat role that I do.
Same question for you, Liz. How did you end up where you are now? And I don't mean the studio.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I served in this program years ago when it was called IMAC. I did 2 terms of service, and it changed my life. I had the opportunity to make a career change a few years back, and there was an opening at Community Action. Started in housing and then transitioned to the AmeriCorps department. And I've been with it since.
When you go into the portal for people who've applied for AmeriCorps, and they apply from all over the country, how hard is it to sell the Wenatchee Valley for prospective people to come say, I'll move across the country and live in Wenatchee and do, is the Valley a hard sell?
I don't think so. I think our location, there's a lot to do. We're near Leavenworth, different areas. A lot of people that have relocated are interested in hiking and nature, and so that's really an easy point to when I'm trying to sell it to them.
There are some openings right now. If you go to the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council website, you'll see the portal inside of that for AmeriCorps, and that's where you can see what's going on, what positions they have open, what needs that they need. You fill out the form, you send it off, Liz will get it, and away you go from there. Did we touch it? Is there anything we forgot? We talked before the cameras were rolling. Anything that we want to stress before I cut you? I know you're busy. Anything, Jeremy, that's on your mind that we want to make sure we get out there?
We do want to mention, get it out there, that for out-of-state members or for in-state members or community members, we do have an AmeriCorps house. That has 4 rooms.
Yeah, we have 2 rooms, 1 room downstairs and then 1 room upstairs that is available for AmeriCorps members that are actively serving on our team. And it's right around the corner from our office. So,
cool.
Yeah, great location.
So you can walk.
Absolutely, if they're in-house serving.
Yeah. It's nice to see you, Liz. It's nice to see you again, Jeremy. Jeremy and I have hooked up a couple times before. And AmeriCorps. Check it out. Everything you need to know. It's a very well done website. Again, Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council's website. Inside of that is the portal for AmeriCorps. Everything you're going to want to know about AmeriCorps is right there. Keep up the good work. I know you guys aren't bored at the old office, especially you, Jeremy. Last question. How's Liz as a boss? Is she
great?
Is
yeah.
she?
Yeah,
Okay.
very supportive, open communication. Yeah.
You're not saying that because she's sitting right next to
No.
you. Keep up the good work. If you want to come back on the show anytime.
Great.
Anytime. It's good to see you. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life Channel.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units. Still 43 here in the big city. Before we do your local forecast, quick reminder, winter weather advisory for the mountain passes. The magic number, 3,500 feet. 3,500 feet and above, and I'm talking about you, Stevens, you're going to get about 7 to 9 inches of snow, more along the lines of 4 to 5 inches of snow on Snoqualmie. So if you're traveling over the Cascades, and that winter weather advisory, by the way, will go until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Closer to home, lots of clouds today. The occasional raindrop will get up to about 54 degrees. Clouds tonight, 37 for the overnight low. Pretty quiet, pretty benign, not a lot to talk about until we get to Sunday night. Now, starting Sunday night into Monday, a pretty robust system, packing a lot of punch, going to pay us a visit. It's going to drop the temperatures down quite a bit. Could even see some snow in the valley on your Monday morning commute. It's a possibility. Have a good and safe Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.